Welcome to TMZ Live. The glove that was found in a field that was similar to the glove in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. The results are in, and there is no DNA hit in the CODIS system. The CODIS system is the FBI's file of 57 million people, most of whom have had criminal records, and at least for that, no hit. So a setback, but it's not over because there are other ways that that DNA can be tested using something that many of us have used in the past.
Right. That we have used in the past. Oh, a PCR test.
No. I'm talking about genealogy. That there is a secondary way that authorities have actually used genealogy testing to figure out whose DNA it is.
Right.
And
most of the big companies don't participate in this.
23andMe and Ancestry.com do not participate for privacy reasons. But there are smaller companies that law enforcement has used in the past. And what they can do is, even if they don't get a direct hit, they can get a hit that's very similar of a relative. And what they do is they just start fanning out when they find a close hit and figuring out who are the relatives. Is there a relative in the Tucson area? What is the profile like? And they have actually found people this way. So that is a secondary way. They generally do not do that unless CODIS comes up goose eggs, which
What
it did.
is also interesting that when the sheriff released this news about the DNA test results, not only said there was no hit in CODIS, but also didn't say that there was a match because they had said that they have recovered DNA from Nancy's home that doesn't belong to Nancy. And it didn't match that DNA either. Or at least he didn't say it did. Now, obviously, I think they would have said that had they known that.
They would have said that had they known that. The other kind of puzzling thing about this is that we talked to some federal officials who said you can't use the CODIS system unless the glove is tested by an FBI-approved lab in the state where the item was found. And here, the state was Arizona. The sheriff sent it to Florida. And what we were told is the glove went back to Arizona for retesting before it could go in the CODIS system. Maybe this gets a little bit in the weeds, but when the sheriff came out just a few minutes ago from when we're talking to you and said there was no DNA hit, he just mentioned the Florida lab, never said anything about Arizona.
About coming back to Arizona.
Which is puzzling to me.
Right.
So can't figure...
A little in the weeds because the DNA testing, the bottom line is there's nothing in CODIS, but now we have to wait for this next wave of testing to see if there's a match in this genealogy. Now, a genealogy match.
Other thing we were told about the glove, and then we're going to move on to something else, is that you've seen a picture, I'm sure, of the glove that a New York Post photographer captured. It is not that glove that was tested. We're told it was a different glove about 2 miles from Nancy's house, not that glove. So right now, that is a dead end, but that doesn't mean that there's no hope in using genealogy.
Still hope there. And there's something else that the FBI is doing that could lead to the person who showed up on Nancy's doorstep. And it all has to do with that video that the FBI released and the gun that was on that man's waistband, and that holster in particular. Remember, we thought it was weird, the positioning, but also the holster itself wasn't made for the type of gun that this guy is carrying.
Semi-automatic handgun.
Because it was unique, that's what the FBI locked in on.
So what the FBI, we're told that authorities have actually found around 40 people. News Nation first reported that gun stores were given a list of about 40 people. We're told that list is from people who bought that type of holster. It's kind of a unique holster.
Right, and Tucson, and the FBI basically found in the Tucson area 40 people who had purchased that particular holster.
So what they're doing is they're now contacting gun stores. It's kind of a smart move to find out, did anybody buy that type of gun? And if there's somebody among those 40 who have both the holster and the gun, it's going to pique the FBI's interest.
Right.
So that's just another line that they are going...
Which is similar to what we had talked about with the backpack and the jacket that we knew that authorities would be locked in on that. Once they could find out where those things are carried, then they would check with those stores in the Tucson area.
Right.
And we presume that is still happening with the backpack, which we know came from a Walmart. The thing is, there are...
And so did the jacket.
Right. That there are a lot, 15 Walmarts in the Tucson area? So...
I thought it was...
Was that the number? Because we were looking at
Alexa,
ourselves this
how
morning.
many? I thought there were nine.
Nine.
There are 9. Okay, so 9 Walmarts, still a lot.
Yeah.
So there are 2 ways of going here. One is if they could find a gun that was purchased by the same person who, that type of gun, by the same person who purchased the holster. But the other thing is if you find somebody who purchased that holster, also a similar backpack and a similar jacket.
Now you've got the perfect storm.
So there are all sorts of ways. The way this was put to me today is that authorities are doing gumshoe detective work. That's the way it was put, gumshoe detective work, that they are just doing everything they can. They're following all sorts of leads, hoping that something will bear fruit. But it's not like they've got one hot lead that they're finding, because my understanding from various conversations is there just isn't. There still isn't. So there's this kind of gumshoe report
They've got
investigating.
thousands of leads. In fact, I think the sheriff said tens of thousands of leads that they've got to comb through, and they got to figure out which ones are worth sending people out to go check, or which ones you can just throw out the window, but they got to go through all of that.
Again, this ransom note that we got, we know that they are keenly, the FBI is keenly interested in this ransom note. So they obviously continue on that front. Now, we told you yesterday about a 4th letter we received from this man who says he knows the identity of the kidnapper and the location of Nancy Guthrie and is willing to give that up for the $100,000 reward. He has sent us 4 emails, and we have forwarded them on to the FBI. We have made a decision not to publicize any more emails this guy sends. And there's
Unless
no,
he sends...
Even if he sends that. See, here's the problem. If he sends us that information, we're not going to say, hey, the kidnapper's at this address.
Oh, right, as far as publicizing, right. No,
we're going to give it to the FBI.
That's going to go to the FBI.
But the problem is
what you offered yesterday.
Right, but the problem is if he sends us other notes and we say he sent us another note and he's not going to pay. He sent us another note and he's not going to pay. He sent us another note and we're not going to tell you what's in it. Suddenly, that's telegraphing he finally gave it up.
Right.
It gives the kidnapper a tip.
Right.
Get the hell out of where he is. We're not going to do that. So we're just not going to publicize anything about this guy until we get that information. If we get it, we are not going to tell you. We're going to send it to the FBI. And then when it's appropriate, we will say that guy helped lead to that. And that creates a public record. So if that guy is watching us right now, you should know that public record will probably lead to you getting the reward if you come forward with that information. You don't trust the FBI. You've made that clear in the emails. So tell us and we'll forward it, and there's a public record, and then you will get your money, presumably.
I am John in Washington, D.C. 2 quick thoughts on this. First of all, how insane that the cops were able to find a glove 2 miles away. That fact blows my mind in terms of being so impressed with law enforcement. The second thing is on the genealogy. One thing police have done in the past, which is not ethical, but it's interesting. You sign up for an ancestry account anyway, and you use the DNA and you pretend that you're the person looking for relatives. Now, I'm not suggesting they do it. I don't know what the law is with regards to that, but I do use Ancestry and MyHeritage and others for my own genealogy. You get hundreds of relatives that they find for you, and as you said earlier, you start to locate where those matches are. There's certain cities where 100 of those people pop in, and suddenly you start to narrow this geographically. It's scary on a privacy level, but it's also kind of fascinating on a personal level that somebody could possibly be helped this way.
Yeah, we are told that there are privacy laws regarding how the feds can use...
Right. I would imagine if they did what you were suggesting and then they actually find someone, that would be a problem in court.
Yes, and they need the cooperation of these companies. So posing that way would probably violate the privacy laws. But Ancestry, 23andMe, the big ones, they are not playing ball with them. So that's kind of where we are right now, and where we are today is kind of where we've been over the last few days.
Coming up. Yes, it's Mardi Gras, and Shia LaBeouf has been down in New Orleans partaking in the festivities, and unfortunately for him,
They went south.
they went way south, as in he got arrested after a brawl.
Be right back.
Happy Fat Tuesday. That's not a
Oh, thank
judgment call. Yes, it's Mardi Gras, and Shia LaBeouf has been down in New Orleans partaking in the festivities, and unfortunately for him,
They went south.
they went way south, as in he got arrested after a brawl. Now, we'd seen videos of him for a couple of days hanging out in New Orleans over the weekend. Seemed to be mostly innocent fun. Definitely seemed like he was enjoying some alcoholic beverages.
As most people
As
there
most people do when they're down there. But I say that just because Shia has had addiction issues in the past.
Right.
But last night, it all bubbled over really early this morning when he got into a fight. Although, I guess police would call it a fight. When you see this video, it doesn't seem like there was much of a fight. Yeah, he's the one on the ground, shirtless.
I mean, but how bad is it that you get your butt kicked and you get arrested?
Well, you can hear people saying to him, chill, man, chill.
Yeah.
And I think even the punches being thrown there are more, these are people who have been
restraining him.
trying to
Yeah.
restrain
I mean,
him.
when you stick out at Mardi Gras, it's usually not a good sign. So he's been sticking out a lot. So this is actually the second incident. So what happened was he was at a bar, according to police, in the French Quarter. They kicked him out because he was belligerent. On the way out, or right outside, he assaulted one of the security guards or people working there. So he then left, circled back around, came back, confronted some more people, and that's where this video picks up, where these basically people on the street, take him down, and he eventually actually went to the hospital. We have video and photos of him in the back of an ambulance.
Yeah, the thing.
They took him in an ambulance?
They took him to the hospital, and then when they brought him back, or not when they brought him back, but when he was released, he got arrested for a battery.
For a battery?
Yeah, two counts of battery.
Two simple battery.
By the way, I just spoke to one of the guys that put Shia in the headlock. So as Devin explained, the guy told me that Shia was walking in and out, even though the manager kicked him out of this bar, which, by the way, is right on Royal Street. This is like peak French Quarter area where the Mardi Gras is going on. But Shia didn't want to leave the bar, even though the manager kicked him out, and everyone was restraining him because they said Shia was like looking for a fight. He was by himself, he was causing a scene, telling people he was going to fight them, was belligerent. So they were restraining him to keep him there until cops came. Police had already been called, and they just wanted to make sure that cops got him and he wasn't
The other thing you have to
causing a ruckus.
When you
Remember
hit
that
a
all those
security guard,
people-
you're going to get arrested.
Right, and all those people who are trying to restrain him, by the way, they've been drinking too. It's Mardi Gras.
Oh, you don't want to make assumptions.
Well, but
You're right. You never want to make assumptions.
But not,
However,
not the security guards.
not the security guards.
And I
I'm
think
talking
that-
about the citizens
Right,
who are
but I
going to
think
jump in.
that's why he got arrested, is when you started messing with them,
Right.
you get arrested.
Dolly Parks in Orlando, Florida. I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I think he's just going through a mental health episode for real. I think he's going through it. Depression is a lot to go through. I feel like he got to overcome it, or stuff like this going to keep happening if he don't overcome it.
Well, he struggled. He has struggled for years, and he's had periods of sobriety and then periods
not seem
where he
like
falls
one of
off the
those.
wagon, yeah.
Well, we got Ja Rule out, and you got to wonder if he's recovered from that huge brawl that he was in.
His pillow fight.
But, okay, don't try to downplay it like it wasn't serious.
Pillow fight.
All right? The man gets on his seat, he's trying to sit down in first class, and now Sorry, business class.
Delta One.
Delta One.
It's a little. It's a
So we
hybrid.
told you there actually was. So Ja Rule has had for decades a long-standing beef with not only 50 Cent but Tony Yayo. He happens to get on a flight last week, and Tony Yayo is sitting right next to him, and they start jawing at each other, and it literally devolves into
a pillow fight.
A pillow fight.
So Ja Rule gets basically taken off the plane before, obviously, they hadn't even taken off yet. And so we got him out.
Yeah, see, he actually made it back to New York despite the pillow throwdown.
And we asked him about it, and I gotta say, I respect this answer.
What made you apologize? I was surprised that you apologized.
I'm a grown man.
I know that's right. So we gotta ask you too, when can we have this sit down with you, 50, Tony Yayo, you know?
Who?
No, listen.
Never. Sometimes in life, people have enemies.
Okay.
And that's okay. We don't also have to be at war. And that's where I'm at with it right now. I don't deal with that side with them, with me. That's fine. There's no safe space for disrespect. We ain't tolerating no disrespect. But also, there's a time and a place and a way you carry yourself as a grown man. We live by code, the gentleman's code.
I love that answer. That it's you know,
that's a complete answer.
The polite thing to always say is, yeah, you know, we'll make up someday. No, he's saying sometimes you just don't get along with somebody.
Now, what do you mean when he said there is a time and place for how you conduct yourself? Basically, it was only a pillow fight because we were on the plane. But if that happened in the street somewhere, it might be.
No, he said a pillow fight is acceptable on the street. I doubt he would.
Right, that's my point. On the street, it would be a little more than a
But he
pillow.
wouldn't escalate. Maybe he wouldn't do it on
But
the
it
street.
has in the past. I think it's funny because it is a pillow fight. You're like, oh, these big tough rappers. But in the past, violent things have happened. So this is a real beef. It's
it's totally a real beef. Yeah. I mean, it's lasted decades.
And he's not backing down from it.
No.
By the way, more importantly, can we go back to that video of Ja? That is a very sharp sweater.
He looks good.
Well,
he's almost 50 years old.
Is that a turtleneck? Is that a turtleneck?
Or is it a hood?
It's like a hood.
You kind of get nervous. You know, it like
it's like a little bit of both.
It's
it is a hood.
Though.
Yeah, it's a hood, but
probably expensive too.
I was just thinking. I was literally just thinking that.
It's very expensive.
I was just thinking it was too, like it looks like it's what do they call that?
Cashmere.
Cashmere.
Yeah, it's like super soft.
Hi, my name is Iris. I'm from Georgia. I'm coming about Ja Rule. I think it's good that Ja Rule apologized, and he is definitely the template of how a man should act. He is a bigger person for apologizing and never let bullies like Tony. Yeah, never let the bullies get the best of you. I like that apology.
Yeah, I mean, he apologized for how it went down in the plane, but you're right. He's not backing down.
Did you hear an apology?
No, not there. He had sort of apologized to the people on the plane.
But not to.
No, not to Tony.
Not to Tony.
Not at all. By the way, just go back to the video one more time. Just, Mom, if you're watching, you always want to know what to get me for Christmas.
Oh my God.
Keep it in mind. Because I'll forget these things.
Shades included?
No, the shades I'm good.
Coming up.
Well, this is not the way Wendy Williams wants to be out and about, but she left New York and was down in Florida yesterday to pay her final respects to her father. You could see it on Wendy's face how big a loss this is for her.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
TMZ!
Well, this is not the way Wendy Williams wants to be out and about, but she left New York and was down in Florida yesterday to pay her final respects to her father. We had reported a couple weeks ago that her father had passed away. Yesterday, the family gathered in Miami where they held his funeral. And you could see it on Wendy's face how big a loss this is for her. And she was there, of course, with her niece, Alex, and other family members. But
you may remember, gosh, a year ago, maybe even a little more.
The battle for his birthday.
She wanted to go down, I believe, for his 94th birthday. Yep. And the Guardian initially would not let her go, and she was very tearful when she talked to us for our documentary, saying she wanted to go down there and see him. She didn't know how much time he had left. and now he has passed. It's sad.
And what's interesting is she hasn't spoken out yet about this. Alex announced his passing last week. We haven't heard from Wendy. They got her out once, but she's declined to comment so far on his passing.
It is stunning to me that we are still talking about Wendy Williams in a guardianship. I don't understand this. I mean, I think she's almost accepted, even though she wants out, she's almost accepted the circumstance because she's been in it for so long. She should not be in a guardianship. This is an outrage and nothing's happening, it seems. She's still in it. This is insane. It is insane that this woman who should have freedom doesn't have it. And meanwhile, her money is going to guardians and $20,000+ a month for a facility where she's locked up like an animal. And it's just outrageous. It is just
and the fact
outrageous.
That it hasn't been resolved, and she's had to now deal with such a milestone loss in her family.
And she's locked in a room.
Still
and they would have had to approve this trip, right?
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The Guardians
Absolutely. The Guardians are treating her like a 4-year-old.
Yes, Kara from Georgia. Honestly, Wendy Williams cannot take anything else. She has gone through enough this year. I mean, the guardianship and having to get permission to go to her dad's funeral is ridiculous. I just send prayers and peace and health to her. And honestly, as heavy as the world is right now, we could really use a Wendy Williams.
No kidding. No kidding. That is so true.
That would be literally a breath of fresh air on daytime TV. One of the last remaining connections to the civil rights movement of the 60s has died. Jesse Jackson, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, passed away early this morning. His family says he was surrounded by family members when he passed in Chicago. It was it last year when he announced that he had was it last year or the year before, a brain disorder that he was battling. So passed away at the age of 84.
Remarkable life. He was,
life,
his mentor was Martin Luther King.
Was there at the Lorraine Motel when MLK was assassinated?
He was, and his connection to MLK was so deep, and MLK really relied on Jesse Jackson. He was a key lieutenant for him. And Jesse Jackson afterwards
was just a student at the time.
Yeah, but he went on to really become one of the most forceful figures, and not just a figure in civil rights. He was a political force. He got 18% of the vote in the Democratic primary in 1988. So this guy was a force for decades. By the way, I had the pleasure of interacting with him in Chicago. At first at a gym, at a gym in Chicago, actually, is where I first met him. And I don't know, this was...
Okay,
it's true.
No, I believe he was just, it's funny on a number of levels.
But it was like, that was like 15 years ago. And we had talked, not a lot, but occasionally. And it's just, when you talk to him, it's like, my God, I'm talking to this force of nature.
Living history in American history.
One of the great orators, honestly, of the 70s, 80s, 90s. Really
I heard this morning a couple of times them playing the Keep Hope Alive from the Atlanta DNC. In 84? Yeah, in 84. And it was really rousing.
President Trump weighed in on Jesse Jackson. And had some kind words to say about him.
He did have very kind words for Jesse Jackson.
Not so somebody else.
Not so much someone else. He said, I knew him, Jesse, well, long before becoming president. He was a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts. Not sure what that means. He was very gregarious, someone who truly loved people. Jesse was a force of nature like few others before him. He had much to do with the election, without acknowledgement or credit, of Barack Hussein Obama, a man who Jesse could not stand.
Now, there's some evidence to support that,
there
right?
Is.
There was a hot mic moment during the 2012 campaign, 2008 campaign, when Jesse said that he thought that Obama spoke down to black people on a hot mic, and he wanted to chop his testicles off.
He meant metaphorically, is what he meant, as he was talking about him. Yes. Yes, that was a bad. However, he did apologize after that and said that, yes, he had feelings, acknowledged his feelings about how Barack Obama had spoken to some people, but he still supported him wholeheartedly. And by the way, there's a very famous image of him, I think it's video of him crying in Grant Park.
The night of Obama's election.
Right,
That's right.
the night Obama was elected.
Yeah.
I don't think he was crying because he was upset he won.
Well, I think he was crying, not necessarily even because of Obama, because of the symbolism of it all.
Oh,
certainly.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Coming up.
Turns out Cardi's a fake ass.
That's not really
Well, literally.
a shock.
Literally.
What is shocking is that she's going in the shop for some repairs.
I'm taking this ass out.
Be right back.
Turns out Cardi's a fake ass.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to TMZ Live. That's not really
Well, literally.
a shock.
Literally.
What is shocking is that she's going in the shop for some repairs, apparently, although she's waiting until after her tour. And what's really interesting about this is that every clip you've seen of Cardi since their tour started, every tour stop, is inevitably some shot of her twerking, very vigorously twerking, showing off those assets.
That party will soon be over.
So this was her backstage talking to Kalani about her butt.
You so much ass. Yeah, I gotta. That was the most ass I ever seen. I'm taking some out. After this tour, I don't want to hear nobody for 3 months. I'm going to Colombia. Nobody hit me up. Nobody nothing. I'm taking this ass out.
So
this is very smart marketing.
Is she serious, is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yes,
I think she
she's
is.
dead serious because this is not the first time Cardi has said this. She went on Call Her Daddy podcast and she basically was like, people tell me all the time my butt is too big, but what they don't realize and what you guys don't realize is she's already had a butt reduction and it's still that big. So they didn't reduce enough, so now she has to go back in and get even more taken out.
So wait a minute, explain this to me. Did she get an enhancement at some point?
Yes, she got an enhancement at some point.
So she got a big enhancement, and they've reduced some of that, and now she wants more of it.
Yes.
She wants to bring it down.
She wants to bring it down.
We've seen other people reduce.
Black China got off her butt and her boobs taken out. A lot of
So
celebrities
this is smart marketing.
are
What she's
going
saying
down.
is, come out and see my tour right now, because this is the last time you're going to see this.
So,
yeah, you can take it that way for sure.
couple of things. Is that for health reasons? Is that why she's doing it?
Well, the first one for sure was because the first surgery she got wasn't done by the best doctor. She said it was leaking a little bit, so for sure for health reasons. Now for this one, I think it might just be an aesthetic. It's a lot of, she's a small girl. That's a lot of ass to carry around.
I've seen in the clips from the
It's
tour,
a lot, the tour.
It seems painful.
It's
like,
a lot. She's
to
very
carry.
short, and that's a lot of booty. So I would assume for her back, I would go health reasons as well, for sure.
Okay, so the second question is, if she has a small butt, she can still twerk.
For sure. She's not going to make it like where it's not there. It's just not going to be bad out. Because right now it's.
But how? But like when she.
I don't want to talk to Harvey about twerking anymore. Can we?
No, I want to talk to Harvey about twerking. I do. I'm intrigued.
I want to understand this. So how did she decide to reduce it some, but not in? Yeah, I mean, like you
At
don't
the
just
end of the day,
eyeball it and say, "Hey, take some out."
Make it smaller. Make it look not natural, but like
Do
fitting.
you say
but
to
I
the
still
doctor,
want a
like,
curve.
look, I still gotta, I
and
gotta
they
go
show
on tour,
you like
so
that
leave something.
And also,
But
you gotta remember.
But I thought for health reasons, you just take it all out.
No, you don't. She might not want to take it all out. She just doesn't want it to be over-exaggerated. It looks very over-exaggerated now. It doesn't look natural. It looks painful. It looks like a lot to carry on. I can still have a big surgery, but it just doesn't have to be that big, and it'll still move. It'll
What
still
happens
twerk.
to the tattoos on? Because she has tats on her butt, right?
I think she has one on her thigh that goes on
You
the
end
cheek.
up with a half tat.
It goes on her cheek. Man, it'll be
It's on the
still
cheek.
there.
All right.
Half tat.
Hadassah, based in England. The arts needs to go. It's time. We've seen Cardi fall down a few times in the past couple of weeks.
Oh, right.
I love her to pieces. It's clearly weighing her down. She knows this. It's time to go.
Oh, with the robot, right?
That's right, when she fell with the robot. By the way, it sounds so much better when a British person says, the ass is
The
got to
ass is
go."
really.
It just sounds.
It just does sound
sounds better.
classy. It just sounds classy.
I don't know if the world needs another podcast, but you're getting one from a very famous woman. Armie Hammer's mom, Drew, has decided that she wants a podcast for a specific purpose, which certainly will sound like she's speaking about her son, and maybe he'll be a guest, but she wants this to be for everyone. She said, basically, she wants to give a platform, provide a platform for men who have been canceled.
But not just canceled unfairly. Men who want to redeem themselves by apologizing and basically asking, I guess, for a second chance. And I find that interesting because is that or is that not Army? I don't know.
Well, actually, they were just told me Army is going to be her first guest, so but it sets up the
But Army's position was he
didn't do anything. So exactly
what's he apologizing?
He's not necessarily going to apologize. And by the way, her dream list of guests really conflates people like Army who has always insisted he did nothing wrong. He was cleared in the police investigation, which went on forever.
Right.
But she's also talking about some people who've been convicted of things.
Right. So it's everybody.
Yeah.
I think she's workshopping this
so
right
on a
now.
very broad
You hope it's workshopping. I think if you do something that gets you canceled, I don't know if you should necessarily have the opportunity to try to clear your name.
But there are people who got unfairly canceled.
Unfairly is different. There, people on this list are
but they got
convicted.
canceled. No, but they're right, and there's a difference between them and people.
Right, she has like Danny Masterson on it, and
he's been convicted.
He's in prison. So
I think there's a fine line between unfairly canceled and being actively investigated or arrested for a wrongdoing.
Okay, fine, but whether there's a fine line or not, there are people on one side of the line, people on the other side of the line.
But there's women too that have unfairly canceled.
Absolutely.
They should be on too then.
I mean,
well, someone can work that corner. Drew doesn't want to work
where
that corner.
Where does Roseanne stand on that? Seriously. I mean, she could be a guest.
But Drew's saying she wants to do this for men. But you're right.
Men
Maybe
don't need another thing.
What do you mean they don't need another thing?
Men have everything.
You say that.
And I mean it. Yeah, keep clapping. Yeah. Thank you.
Three people clapping.
I noticed.
Great.
That's
That's
a slogan.
It really is true, though. I think men are the ones who run the country.
Are
They
just
set that
evil
system
and do
up.
it. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Female senators, female governors, female mayors.
I mean, if you're saying that the patriarchy doesn't exist anymore,
I'm saying the patriarchy exists much less than it did ever before.
You can acknowledge that.
I can acknowledge that.
I think there are more women in law school than men now.
Let's hope so.
My name is Dina. I'm from Delaware County, Pennsylvania. I'm really not interested in hearing from Army, his mother, or anyone else who has been accused or convicted of sexual assault. I see as a mother, she wants to defend her son, and I can understand that, but you need to think about what he's actually been accused of. And also, just as a woman, I would never feel comfortable giving these type of people a platform.
But he was cleared. He was investigated for 2 years, and he was cleared.
Danny Masterson? No, I don't think we need to see him.
But Army's saying that seems strange that she put him on that same list. But there are people who are accused and acquitted, and turns out that they were falsely accused.
Yeah, just the people with actual victims, I feel like it puts a bad taste in my mouth, especially bringing all that up again for the victims.
Got it.
Fair enough.
Coming up.
Didn't think we'd ever see this happen, but Ronda Rousey is getting back in an octagon.
She's coming back.
She's coming back. She's going to be going up against Gina Carano.
Yeah.
It's the biggest business. I mean, those are the fights, the nostalgic fights, Mike Tyson, that get the most eyeballs.
Be right back.
Didn't think we'd ever see this happen, but Ronda Rousey is getting back in an octagon. And even though Ronda's coming back, her opponent, I definitely thought we'd see her opponent back in an octagon.
But I never thought Ronda was going to come back because remember, Ronda Rousey was queen of the octagon for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end, the losses
really
devastated her, like psychologically devastated her.
And it was very obvious. But
she's coming back.
She's coming back. She's going to be going up against Gina Carano.
Yeah.
And this is, I mean, the two of them were titans of mixed martial arts.
Absolute titans. But a long, long time ago.
Yeah. But it makes sense that this is who Netflix would turn to when they want to get in on the MMA game.
Well, the MMA boxing nostalgia game. because that's what's going on right now. It's all nostalgia.
Yeah, it's true. It's the biggest business. I mean, those are the fights, the nostalgic fights, Mike Tyson, that get the most eyeballs. And I think this is
why? This is their way of competing with
Paramount.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I have a theory. Well, I mean, I don't have a theory. In our morning meeting, people are saying they don't have the stars today for some reason that they had with the Conor McGregors, the Ronda Rouseys, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is two of the best fighters in the world, arguably the best, just fought each other. They did less than half of the audience as Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Right.
On the same platform, on Netflix. So
that's crazy.
So Jake Paul is involved in the promotion of this, right?
Which is interesting, too, because Jake Paul and Dana White are effectively enemies. And this is not a fight that Dana White is promoting, but instead that Jake Paul is promoting.
So then what is the relationship? What's the relationship between Ronda Rousey and Dana White now?
Great question. As far as we all knew, there was no beef. But this makes me think maybe there is. Also, I think the reality is Ronda would just get destroyed if she were to fight any of the women today.
Because this Netflix thing is a one-off she can do. She'll get paid good money. She probably doesn't want to go and compete in UFC again.
Right. I think it might be, not that it's an exhibition. I think there might be a little wink-wink, like, let's not kill each other here.
So what's the theory when you got the Mayweather fight that was kind of a bust? Yeah. You got the Tyson fight that was kind of a bust. And there's this thing, fool me once, shame on you. Yeah. Why do people
you know what I think, Harp? I think people keep watching it. So as long as people keep watching it, even if after the fact you say it sucks, who cares? If you're the promoter, you keep watching.
So
people want to tune in to see Ronda Rousey get back in the octagon.
Yeah.
And that's all you're looking for. You just want to get a lot of people to tune in to see it.
Yeah.
They don't really care what the outcome is.
Do you know what's really interesting about this? Ronda Rousey will make, I believe, more money on this fight than she would in her entire career combined.
Right.
In her entire career combined.
I do think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Ronda don't you make it sound like Ronda wasn't
big stars in UFC were not getting multi-million dollars.
Then. I think you're right about that, actually.
It has been quite a bit of time.
And it shows how much Netflix is paying.
Yeah, and honestly, like when I'm looking at this whole Ronda situation, I think it's pretty great for her. I think it's awesome that she's able to come back into this field, for her to be able to see herself come out back in as well, and us as MMA individuals who love to see the fight game. I think this is great for her. I think this is a great opportunity. I think, as you just mentioned too, she's gonna make a lot of money on this. And I was even trying to look back to see how much money did she make on the Holly Holmes field.
Not nearly. Nothing, not even in this universe that she's going to make now.
Coming up.
Well, the TMZ brunch bus has gone international. That's how popular this is. This week on the brunch bus, yes, we had a nice international flair.
Yes, she's Miss Albania, and you would expect pageant girls to be kind of stuck up, but she was anything but.
Be right back.
Well, the TMZ brunch bus has gone international. That's how popular this is.
It's worldwide.
Not to mention After Dark also. It's all going worldwide. But this week on the brunch bus, yes, we had a nice international flair.
Yes, she's Miss Albania, and you would expect pageant girls to be kind of stuck up, but she was anything but. She was warm. She read passengers' tarot cards or oracle cards, so she walked around and did people's fortunes. It's very mystical.
Red flag.
That's a green flag.
Miss Albania, right?
Yeah, Miss Albania. She's like a real-life Aphrodite. She was an amazing host. I would say this is one of my favorite brunch buses we've had, and I say that every week. But there was just it was.
I like that
you just lost your credibility. But this is awesome.
Because every week it just keeps getting better and better.
Where to go?
So we started off at Beaches WeHo, which I don't know if you guys know this.
It's the best bar in town.
It's the best bar in town, but also we get a drag show every week from them. So that's what they give us, and also shots, of course. And then we went to the Saddle Ranch, and the Saddle Ranch always likes to surprise us with random food, and they give us mini French toast bites. So that was delicious.
Okay, that's a good brunch.
I know, right?
How'd you finish?
The finish, thank you for asking. The best part was the Abbey. So we don't usually get the Abbey, but just in this special...
By the way, world famous. As Miss Albania is, it is a world famous venue.
And that's why we picked the Abbey, because we wanted to stay on the world theme. And do you know there's 4 dance floors in the Abbey?
Yes.
And so some of her friends were...
I'm aware.
You've been?
Yeah.
How weird. He's been, I haven't.
You haven't, yeah.
That's a little weird.
It is weird.
But they were like dancing on the poles, and the Abbey gave us like these like candy-lined shots. It was such a good brunch bus. I can't say enough about it.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday. And there's always surprises.
West Hollywood, we rule.
I think we need to do a Monday hangover bus.
Please no. Please no more new tours.
That means people in here are not going to show. What else do you guys want to talk about?
My name is Michael. I live in New York City, and I am actually going to talk about the Nancy Guthrie case. So first and foremost, regarding Nancy Guthrie's case, I want to express my sincere condolences to her family. I think this is entirely bone-chilling, and everything that she's going through, I couldn't even imagine. Regarding the $100,000 that her lawyer is now offering to the person who has taken her, or just a reward for anyone who knows what's going on, I honestly don't think money is an issue regarding a loved one or anything like that. And I can't stop thinking about this movie, Prisoners, starring Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, where the family, the children are abducted and the cops are stalling and they don't know what to do. And it makes me think about like what I would do in a case like this. And honestly, if this was me, I would probably call every single drag queen I know. I would call any single like tough as nails lesbian, and I would go out there and find this person, and it wouldn't end well.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's a lot. That's attacked.
I don't
One
think
more.
the FBI is going to go that way.
One more.
Hi, my name is Keisha. I'm from Atlanta, and my topic is Cardi B. Okay, so Cardi B, she said she was getting her ass taken out. And honestly, it's her body, it's her choice. She can do whatever she wants. Honestly, I feel like she said that after her tour, just because she did fall in a chair during one of her concerts. So I feel like she was probably thinking, yeah, this is too much. Yeah, this is too heavy, especially with being on stage every night or every other night. But either way, she's doing a great job. She's putting on a great tour. And yeah, if she decides to do it, I just hope that she has a safe procedure.
It's interesting. This is a theme show today.
What's the theme?
We had an ass kicking, and now we have an ass reduction.
Coming up.
Well, something we always enjoy, something to make us feel old. Even the young people will start to feel old now because...
Yeah, that's the best part. That is the best part.
That's the best part. Miley Cyrus has announced the 20th anniversary Hannah Montana show.
Be right back.
Well, something we always enjoy, something to make us feel older. And actually, what I really enjoy about this, even the young people will start to feel old now because...
Yeah, that's the best part. That is the best part.
That's the best part. Miley Cyrus has announced the 20th anniversary Hannah Montana show that she's going to be doing. It's going to be featuring a lot of nostalgia, an interview with Alex Cooper from Call Her Daddy, and also, I'm sure, lots of music. This is going to be airing on Disney+.
It's in front of a live audience.
And, yeah, recorded in front of a live audience. How do you guys feel about that?
How do we feel about that?
Hannah Montana's turning 20. Turning 20, yeah. Eric's like,
I love this because what's happened in The Office is...
Yeah, they thought they would be young forever. And now look at you. Look at you.
But no, they're still in denial. We are here to cure that.
Yeah, but they always just look at us and go, yeah, but you're way older than us.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, we will see you tomorrow.